What's up, everybody? Kevin here, and thank you for coming today. Let me know that you're here in the comments. There's a little lag here, so I can't really tell who all's here yet. Number just popped up. 5 people. Say hello in the comments. I've got some cool stuff today, and something funny that I may get in trouble with. I don't know, but let me know. Say hello in the comments. So. As you know, hopefully you know, last week I did a SSL training video. Tony, what's up, man? I did an SSL training video, and it went for about 3 hours and 10 minutes, I think, and had a blast doing it. I was nervous as I could be because, you know, the live thing is just nerve-wracking sometimes. What's up, Doug? Good to see you. Arizona in the house. So what I thought I would do today is I've compiled about 4 clips of things that I've done, and I wanted to show you also kind of what we've put together. I think I've done something pretty cool as far as like navigating the paid part of it, which is still available, by the way. So anyway, hey, okay, so the clips you're going to hear, the clips that I do play, are not in stereo, they're in mono, but that's not the way the course is. So I don't know, I'm trying to get it to play in stereo. When I play it from this interface here, it's all mono, and I don't know why. But anyway, let me show you something real quick. So I had been preparing forever. Hey Cornell, good to see you, man. I had been preparing for at least a week and a half on doing it. I had checklists. I had don't forget to do this. You make sure that this is running. Make sure that you record it. All that kind of stuff. And as fate would have it, something very unexpected happened, and I showed this to my wife and my daughter last night, and I got in trouble. But let me show you real quick. Okay, so I started it. I was like less than 2 minutes into it, and my dog starts barking like crazy downstairs. And I didn't really know how to handle it. I thought I'd be able to. I thought maybe they don't hear him barking. Maybe I can just talk through it. And it was one of those things where he doesn't bark a lot, but when he does, he is like it's a panic bark, right? So anyway, let me show you this real quick. Hang on. The way this is going to be formatted, as far as I can tell, is that my dog's barking. Wouldn't you know? I hope you don't hear my dog barking. I'm gonna try not to be distracted by that. So the way it's going to be, I think, is the first section I'm going to explain kind of the SSL channel strip, and oh my gosh, I'll be right back. Hang on. Check this out. That's the part I got in trouble for, is the gunshot at the end. No dogs were harmed in the filming of this video, so just know Peanut is okay. He's got a new lease on life. All I had to do was go down there and wag my finger at him a little bit and chase him around. But then I came back up and I was way out of breath. So anyway, I found a gunshot when I was editing the video. But anyway, okay. All right, let me load another video up here. I think I've got 4 of these, that being one of them. Okay, so and these are not, like, they're not edited. They're pretty much real time. So there's gonna be a lot of there's a little, you can tell I'm working, in other words. So let's see. Okay, let's do them from the top here. This is one of the longer ones, I think. This is when I was gain staging the background vocals. So I had done, there's 6 tracks of background vocals on the song that I mixed called Share Your Secret. There was 6 background vocal tracks, and by the time I got them set up, each individual track was at a good level, but it was pulled way down. Anyway, I'll show it to you here. Stand by. The way this is going to be formatted, as far as I can tell, is that that's the wrong video. Evidently, I didn't load the right video up. I'm going to do one thing here, just because it's a mixing demonstration, and I think that's this important. Okay, so right now, if you look, you'll see that my background vocals are, they're down here at -20, okay? Which means that if I go to ride the vocals, when I move this much, I'm going to be moving 10 dB. Whereas if I go up here and I move that much, I'm going to be moving 2 or 3 dB. So now that I see a trend that these vocals are, I've got them compressed right. I don't want to clip gain them. I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I want them to be in a position where I get the most mileage out of them. So I'm going to notice that this is minus 15 seems to be the trend, minus 15 to minus 16 or 17. I'm going to go here and I'm going to push things back up to 0 so that I have the most throw on the fader, and when I do, it can be minute. And then I'm going to pull the background vocals down here by 15 dB. And I can either do it here, or maybe I'll do it here with the CLA mix-up light. Let's do that. And so this is shouldn't be doing anything. It shouldn't be compressing or anything. But let's pull this down here. So we're actually hitting it pretty hard here. So I could do the line, pull the line down. I think that's a better thing to do. So let's zero this guy at 0. And let's take the line trim down about, what, 12, 15 dB. Yeah. So, like I said, there's nothing pretty about what I took in and out. But so, just in case you couldn't see, what's up, Gregory? Comfort. Good to see you guys. So, just in case you couldn't see very well, I mean, I'm looking at it on a little tiny screen here. But what had happened was, the background vocals were they were pretty loud, and I was either going to have to pull the faders all the way down and then ride there, but the thing I've noticed about good gain staging, and we covered all that in this course here, is that when you got your faders down like even halfway between unity or 0, your resolution of your fader goes way down. So when you're moving your fader just barely, you're really moving it 10 dB. And I know this because I did this one time where I was trying to ride a vocal when it was really low, and I was like, I can't get my head around this thing. I can't make it work right. So I was moving it, and I thought, you know what I'm going to do, and then did just exactly what I did there. Except I took the fader and I pushed it up to 0, and then I pulled the bus that it was going through down, or compensated for it. And what I noticed was that my fader moves were just like all over the place. I'm like, oh, so I guess gain staging of fader is pretty legit, even though I knew that. And anyway, I showed that to you on this. So Mr. Morpheus, good to see you. Thanks for coming today. I don't know if you were here when I showed the peanut thing. I may show it at the very end just because it's just for my entertainment. I laugh every time I see it. Okay, so I thought I would show you another one. I've got another one queued up here. I don't know which one it is, though. Let me see if I can find which one it is. Oh, I know what it is. I think this one is me comparing the E and the G channel. So what I did on this course that I did was I had the Waves SSL E channel, which is the old school, old G thing I used to use. I still do. And then I had the G channel, which I never use. And then I bought the Waves E V2. And then I also bought the CLA mix bus, which is basically an SSL D or E channel strip. It's got the brown knob EQs on it. It's kind of an older school one. Used all that stuff. So I was using all that stuff in here. Why am I telling you that there? So what I did was I took the acoustic guitar and I was comparing the E channel and the G channel, and I was kind of surprised. The G channel sounds a little bit more, I don't know, tight and punchy, And the E channel sounded a little bit like it had more bottom end that I liked on it. So let me see. Let's see. Got a comment here. Mr. Morpheus says, yeah, remember I said how many records using only SSL console and hit factor in the 90s? Yep, that's right. And I think I mentioned that too in the beginning of the course when we started. Tons of records have been done totally on an SSL console. As a matter of fact, when they first came out, it was so jaw-dropping because the SSL console was, I think, the first console that ever had gating, compression on every track. It was just crazy how innovative it was. Of course, fast forward now, now we're trying to emulate that old school technology. Okay, so this one is me comparing the acoustic. Now, hopefully, like I said, this is in mono because when I play a video from this interface, it comes out mono, but I promise you it's stereo. And you'll be able to maybe hear a little bit more detail on it. But I'm going to roll the E versus G reel here. It's a G. Okay, I matched up the EQ a little bit more. I added more top end to the E channel, and let's see. G. There's still something warmer about the E channel to me, and that's probably why I default to it. Do y'all hear that? I'll give you a second to comment here. I'm going to delete this other track while I can. I just did that for demonstration purposes. Okay, I'm going to go with the G channel on this one. Oh, that ended a lot quicker than I thought. I'm eating a cookie. I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, E versus G. So the thing I noticed about the G channel was it didn't have quite as much low end to it. So I think that would probably serve really well on electric guitars, because electric guitars, you usually want them to be more mid-range heavy, more. That's why we make electric guitar amps with SM57s, in my opinion, is because the 57 doesn't have a ton of low end in it. The high end's not high, but the mid-range is pretty true. And we usually, for years, we've stuck those in front of cabinets, and that's what we've used. So the G channel, having just a little bit less robust low end in it, would probably be a really good channel for. It was, I think I chose the D on this one, but I think I chose the G on the electric guitars. Can't remember exactly, but anyway, if you haven't been through the course yet, check it out. Right now, it's available. I think till the end of the week, it's available for review, I guess. It's $47. There is a link. Let me paste a link for you real quick, just in case you guys want to go check it out. Just go check it out. I mean, there it is right there. I just found out that a few minutes ago that Mixcoach, the website, is not showing up. So here is the link to the everything about the offer. The SSL, mixing with the SSL channel, we use the E channel. The G channel, we use the EV, and we use the CLA mix hub, which they're all really good plugins, but these are subtle differences between each one. Showed a couple tricks on how to use it as a de-esser, how to use it as a frequency-dependent compressor. So if you had something kind of muddy about a vocal, or let's just say, here's another way to do this. If you had a P-pop, I didn't do this in the example, but here's an example of what you can do. Let's just say you had a P-pop and you didn't want to filter it because you'd lose the low end of the vocal because of where the P-pop sits in the frequency range. What I have done before, and I do this with the C6 or the C4 usually, the Waves C4, is I just compress everything below a certain frequency. So when the P-pop is way louder than everything else, so when it jumps up, the SSL or the C4 can compress that without losing all the low end. So the frequency-dependent compressor, knowing how to do this in a channel strip, pretty handy to know. So, but we did all of that stuff. Also did a little trick where I showed you how to, I slipped one plugin in that was free, but it was not an SSL, and that was the, what was it? Name is leaving me right now. Super. What is the name of it? I'll think of it in a second. Anyway, we had to figure out the pre-delay on it, and I wanted it to be like a quarter, like an eighth note or something like that. So I showed you how to use a stopwatch to find that stuff. I got my phone out, but I didn't use my calculator. Some people use calculators. I don't understand. I've never done that. I just always counted and done it with a stopwatch. But I showed you how to do that too. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna show you one more clip. Okay. By the way, if there was anybody here that was there on Friday and I can answer a quick question, I'm happy to do so. So, okay, I'm going to show you one more clip, and this is me setting up the gate on a tom. Now, SSL gates are great, but to be surgical with them, not that great. But I showed you, this is a step-by-step method on how I use every gate. I usually turn the range all the way up to where it's either like nothing or everything, and then I'll turn the threshold all the way up to where nothing gets through it. And then I start backing things down, and anyway, I'll show you step-by-step in this next video. Here goes. And let's do tom 1 here, and then let's do the gate the same way. Pull the pull the range all the way up, and the threshold all the way up, or up a good ways. And then since we know that we're going to hold it a little bit, let's go ahead and do that. And also the release time, let's go ahead and do that too. Now the snare is what we want to try to get out of here. I don't feel like the SSL gates are great for this. This is why I prefer the R channel for this, because you can take a signal from the EQ, which is separate from the EQ. You can do it on this one, I think, but you lose an EQ, which maybe we need to stack them up. I don't know. So let's adjust the threshold until we're not accidentally triggering anything. I'm going to grab a little bit more of this where we can get more snare. Okay, I'll open the gate. Okay, now that we're not triggering any false snares or whatever. Yeah, this is that snare is going to be. I'm afraid it's going to open that gate all the time anyway. All right, one more tom. Okay, make sure I'm on the right tom. You hear it opening it twice. That's what the hold is for. So it sounds more natural. And then the release, more like a fade out, right? So that's about right. Now that we've got that set, let's pull it down to where. Now it's not like you don't hear clicking from the gate opening, closing like that. Okay, so okay, here's the difference. One last thing. This is why I gate drums, because if you like that tom thing happening, then get it in phase for sure. And it's personal preference, really. Like, I've got them turned off. There's no EQ on it, so we're not hearing any EQ. All we're hearing really is gate. So it's going to start without the gate, and listen to the low end of the drums. And then here's where the gate's in. Personal preference. I don't know which way I would go. I think what would make my mind up is if by bypassing the gates, if the snare sounded better. Yeah, that's always a kicker for me. I mean, people don't know whether you should gate drums or not, but sometimes you want that little rumble in there. Sometimes you want that real natural sound, like if you listen to Rosanna, that drum intro in Rosanna, you can hear the toms ringing a little bit on that drum solo, and it's part of the character of that solo. So you may not want to gate toms all the time. It's only when it starts to make the low end sound loose or too big or too small or whatever that you want to tweak with it. And so the kick, the snare. There was one little interesting thing that I did on the very beginning of this is I took, with the overheads, I took the kick and snare and aligned it with the overhead. And it was, and I showed examples on, I put the old one on a playlist and the new one on a different playlist, and I switched between them. And to me, it was the difference between, it was that intangible, something that made it sound more real, something I love. I mean, just love it when stuff sounds just natural and real. Hey, I wanted to show you something real quick. On the SSL course, I'm going to switch screens here, and you're going to see, this is actually the back end. This is like when you purchase the views, and what do you call it? When you purchase the replays, that's what I'm looking for. You also get, I was going to show you real quick what you get here. Let's see. So, well, I'll show you a new thing I've learned here in just a second. Okay, so this is where you would get the downloads, and we have it in Pro Tools, Harrison Mix Bus, and audio files. And here's a link to all the checklists. Okay. Also, I included my mix, the mix that you hear at the very end that I printed. And by the way, I used the SSL as a mix bus compressor and EQ, and it wasn't bad. But I've included that mix here. And then also, if you look here to the top right, this is the session that I ended up with at the very end. So you'll get that too. But when you go to, I've got 5 videos here. I broke them down into different links. This is the part where the dog is barking, which I'm going to show again here in a minute. But here's something kind of cool. Let me go to a different one here. If you notice, these have transcripts down here at the bottom, and the whole thing, I had the transcripts on it. And so what makes it really cool is that if you go to search up here and you wanted to put toms, this search would show you where I talk about toms in all the videos, which I think is kind of cool. It's something I would appreciate if I was looking for something, if I saw something that if I heard something I liked and I thought, okay, I'm going to use that later, and then you couldn't remember where it was. Oh yeah, Gregory, the multi-tracks are included. Exactly. Sorry about that. That's a big one. That's so you can go through and do exactly what I did, or take a look at the channel strips and do this and grab the presets. You can do that too. So yeah, that's a good point there, Gregory. Missed that big point. No, I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, if I had a course and I wanted to go back and look through what to get, what was that thing he said about he did with the toms, or what was the phase thing? You can go in there and look, you can put any phrase in there and it'll tell you when I mentioned that in which video and where at in the video that I mentioned it, which I just thought that was cool. So anyway, but I wanted to show you guys just a couple of highlight reels. It's like, that's maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes of a 3-hour-long video, and I don't feel like there was ever any lulls in it where I didn't cover anything. We were blazing from beginning to end. It was a lot of fun, and man, Friday I crashed. I was so tired. I think the dog barking stressed me out so much. Speaking of the dog barking, the way this is going to be formatted, as far as I can tell, is that my dog's barking. Wouldn't you know? I hope you don't hear my dog barking. I'm gonna try not to be distracted by that.
No, we don't hear it.
So the way it's going to be, I think, is the first section. I'm going to explain kind of the SSL channel strip, and oh my gosh, I'll be right back. Hang on. Oh man, it never gets old. Anyway, okay, so if you want to get in on this, it's not going to be available for a long period of time. I'm going to, take it down and repackage it with something else. But if you want this, it's a no-brainer deal. in my opinion. Let's see. Let me go to this. Let me go to the. Let's see if I can show this to you on your screen. Oh, here we go. I'll show. Oh, there it is. So for $47, you can get lifetime access to the HD videos. I don't know if you can see this or not. Yes, you can. Okay, and you unlimited access to all the replays, and I'm just going to be adding to this. You can download the session files to import into your own DAW, and you can try and use all the presets that I do, or improve on them. Hopefully, you would improve on them. You can download the checklist, and then also there's an offer, a crazy good offer, I think. But that's the page right there. And the link is in the comments, in the live comment section. Mute dog, check. Yeah, that's on my checklist now. Make sure Peanut is muted. I'm going to take some duct tape around his snout. I'm not going to do that. I mean, the looks of these videos and what I've said, it seems like I'm not a dog lover. I love the Peanut. He hangs out with me in the studio all day, and he was just running security at the front door. That's all he was doing. Anyway, Greg said, I used the music math trick to get the tempo today. That's awesome, man. That is so cool. That's good feedback, man. So anyway, thank you, Greg. And hey, so I'm going to paste this in the comments. It's already there in the comment section. Let me see. If it's there, it's there again, and I'm going to paste it in the link for you guys that may be watching it later. So, hey, Matt Butler, yeah, we do need to grab some coffee soon. Stat and crullers, coffee and crullers, stat. So, hey, anyway, hey, I appreciate your time today. Thanks for hopefully laughing with me. There's I see a couple of laugh emoticons in the section up there, maybe Facebook or YouTube or something like that. But check out the replay, the SSL, Mixing with the SSL channel replay. And I appreciate your time today. Well, I guess I will finish my cookies and my tea, so it's time for a refill. So I'm going to wrap up here. It's great hanging out with you guys. I will talk to you on the next one next week, okay? Talk to you guys soon. Bye.